Good evening, Owls fans, and welcome to Owls TV. I'm John Nagel, your live stream broadcaster. We are on tape delay tonight due to poor reception, and Owls will be facing off against the Raiders of Wapahani, the cross-county rivalry of many years here. Tonight it is the Battle of the Twos, as currently Muncie Burris is ranked second in 3A in the Z poll, and the Wapahani Raiders are second in 2A. So currently the Raiders are 21-3 on the season, coming off a tough 5-set loss to Cowan last night. The Owls are 18-4 after a 3-set victory over the Muncie Central Bearcats. And we're getting ready to start. To let you know some about the team leaders for the Owls. Owls are led by, in the middle, Abby Kessler with 217 kills on the season, hitting .350. On the serving, senior Corinne Myers leading the team with 38 aces so far on the season. It is a group effort for the blocking, as Nixon, Powers, and Kessler all within a couple blocks of each other. Nixon with 56, Powers with 54, and Kessler with 51. The libero and defensive specialist Helen Beach is leading the team with 178 digs, and Lauren Nixon reached 500 assists with 510 so far this season. The Raiders are going to be led by Cook with 243 kills on the season, hitting 253. Wise leads them in the serving category with 61 aces. Wise is also the middle blocker at 47 on the season. Baker is the defensive specialist with 318. And assists are Bowden with 735 on the season. And as we're getting ready, both teams will meet, wave at each other from the 10-foot line due to COVID restrictions. Owls are gathering up, getting ready to start. The Owls will be in the blue jerseys, blue spandex, and the gold numerals, as the Raiders will be in black jerseys, black spandex, and red numerals. It'll definitely be a good matchup tonight, as both teams getting ready for the sectional play that will start next week. Out on the court for the Owls have number 1, junior setter Lauren Nixon. Number 2, senior outside hitter Ellie Halbert. Number 3, middle hitter junior Abby Kessler. The outside hitter on the other side is number 4, Maddie Dungan, a sophomore. In the back row, starting for the Owls, will be number 11, Emily Adamowicz, a junior, along with fellow junior number 22, Paige Powers. The senior, number 8, will be wearing the libero jersey, and that'll be Helen Beach. On the court for the Raiders, the number 5, Brian Fenton, right. Number 11, Macy Bowden, the setter. Number 6, Ashton Zickaff, defensive specialist. Number 4, Gracie Stanley. Owls will have first service. Emily Adamowicz will be back for the Owls. Minor adjustment for the lineup for the Raiders. Adamowicz is ready. She sends it all the way across court. And there's a swing and kill from number 16, Brewer. And the Raiders will take the first point in the first set. Baker, the libero, serves it for Raiders, sends it to Beach. Kessler pounds it through the block. Beach with the dig. Kessler pushes it over. And the swing goes long from Cook. And we're tied at 1. Abby Kessler, junior middle hitter, is going to serve for the Owls. Rotation there gives the easy point for Burris. And they take their first lead. Kessler sends it in all the way deep across court. And swing from Wise for the kill. And we're tied at 2. Gracie Stanley back to serve. And she'll get the ace. And the lead will return to the Raiders' side. Dungan fires it cross court. It's going to be dug up by Baker. Stewart comes in. Powers pounds it to the court. Raiders will dig it up. Adamowicz with the dig. Nixon's going to push it deep. And net violation gives a point over to the Raiders. Stanley. Albert will receive it. Nixon. Powers gets it, and she'll get the point for the Owls. The senior, Corinne Meyer, Back for the Owls to serve. And there's going to be a free ball. Nixon's going to set up Halbert, and she powers it through the block and pick up the point, and we're all tied at 4. Meyer once again. Low, fast serve, tight to the net. Owls push it back, and miscommunication, and the Owls take the lead. And Meyer finds the back corner for the ace. And that will add her season total high for the team. And that one's going to go long. And the Raiders tally another one. And the Owls holding on to a 1-point lead. Felton back to serve. Beach pops it up. Nixon gets it to Powers. And it's going to be pushed over by the Raiders in a good play. The slide by Powers this time. And Nixon and Powers push it back with the block. And off the block, down the line, out of bounds. Going to be last touched by the Owls. And we'll be tied at 6. Albert sends it off the block for the kill. And the Owls retake the lead. Number 2, Ellie Halbert's going to go back to serve for Burris. Long serve for her. It's going to be a free ball return. Meyer sends it up to Nixon. Adamowitz with the swing. Tipped over there. Nixon covers it. Adamowitz waits for it and then sends it. Another free ball. Adamowitz fires again from the outside. The Raiders there with the dig. And that swing goes long. And the Owls pick up another point. Albert. Get the signal from Coach Craig. And an ace. Albert once again back to serve. Clips the net on the way over, but makes it. And the Raiders can't get out of the way, and point goes the Owls. And Burris is the first one in double digits, and the Raiders are going to call a timeout. We're going to take an opportunity to thank some of our sponsors. I want to thank Robbins Apparel, providing custom screen printing and embroidering. They offer parents, teachers, athletes, and corporations the widest selection of custom apparel from the most respected manufacturers. Their promise, high-quality products and exceptional customer service. With 2 locations in Noblesville and 5504 West Shoreline Terrace in Muncie. Call them at 765-282-9930 or find more information at robinsapparel.com. Albert back to serve for the Owls. Raiders are swing. Wise off the slide. Adamowitz fires it to the middle. Wise. Owls there with the block. Raiders reset. Off the block. Out of bounds, or touching the 10, out of bounds. And the Owls pick up the point, now leading by 5. Albert sends it over, tight to the net. Adamowitz joust. This time Powers pushes it over. It's going to be dumped over by the Raiders. Adamowitz pushes it over to keep it alive. Owls there, and Powers and Nixon combine for the block and point. And the Owls have doubled up the score, 12-6. And there's an ace for the senior. Nixon, Powers, and she picks up the kill. Wise fires it over. Halbert gets a hand on it, but it's going to go out of bounds. And that'll stop the Owls' run. But the Owls have built a 7-point lead here early in the first set. Cameron Wise, the middle blocker, serving. Meyer pops it up. Adamowitz, and that's going to go into the net and give the point over to the Raiders. Wise sends it. And Meyer smartly watches it just sail right out of bounds. And they get the point. Kessler returns to the front row for the Owls. Beach will be back to serve. And the Owls there, Nixon and Kessler for the block and the point. Libero Beach again back to serve. She sends it into play. It's going to be automatically returned. Adamowitz sends it over, and she finds the open spot in the middle of the court. And the Owls expand the lead to 9. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout. And we're going to talk about some more of our sponsors. Want to thank Murray's Jewelers. They're family owned since 1885. They're located at 113 West Charles Street in Muncie. Call them at 765-288-6791. Or you can stop in and visit with their watchmakers, jewelers, and gemologists, specializing in any of your custom design or repair needs. Want to thank them for supporting Burris Athletics. And as we come back to the action, Owls leading 17-8 over the Raiders. Beach is back to serve. And Nixon and Kessler combine for another block And the Owls' lead is expanded to double digits. Right side attack. Owls there. But that one's going to go out of bounds as the Owls couldn't turn it back in. Point goes over to the Raiders. Ashton Zinggaff in the serve. Meyer gets it up to Nixon. Adamowitz will send it deep. Myers with the dig. Adamowitz fires deep, but just a little too deep as that goes out of bounds. And a touch is going to be called. And point goes over to the Owls. Dungan comes in for the Owls. Lauren Nixon's going to go back to serve. Brewer free balls it over the net. Adamowitz sends it back. Big swing from Cook. Kessler's going to return it. And Dungan tips it over and down for the point, and the Owls have reached 20 points. Nixon back to serve. There's a free ball. Halbert sends it up to Nixon. Kessler's waiting for it and sends it over. It's going to be returned by Cook, and that's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Owls. Macy Bowden back to serve. Beach down to one knee to get it up. Kessler pushes it over, and net violation on the Owls is going to give a point over to the Raiders. Beach. Kessler this time, and she'll find the back corner for the point. Adamowitz getting the signals from Coach Craig. Long time, kind of a homecoming for Coach Craig as he was a long time Wapahani volleyball coach. Albert sends it over, tight to the net. The Raiders pull it out, and Kessler makes them pay with the overpass. Adamowitz again back to serve for the Owls. There's a free ball. Beach. Kessler throws it down. Going to be dug up by the Raiders. Dungan. Kessler again, and this time she finds an opening. And the Owls are 2 points away from taking the first set. Domwitz sends it deep to the right corner. And big swing from Cook gets the kill for the Raiders. Reese Baker back to serve, the libero. Kessler into the block. Owls there to cover. And Felton and Wise combined for that buck and put it down on the outside. Baker, long serve as Dumwitz almost went for it. Helpful voices from the bench made her change her mind. And that'll bring up set point for the Owls, and Abby Kessler's back to serve. And that'll be it as the Owls take the first set, 25-13 over the Raiders of Wapahani. And we'll be back here shortly for the start of the second set. And as we come back ready for the second set, out on the court for the Owls will be number 1, Nixon, 2, Halbert, 3, Kessler, number 11, Adamowitz, number 17, Meyer, and 22, Powers. On the court for the Raiders will be number 3, Stewart, number 16, Brewer, number 11, Bowden, number 5, Felton, number 12, Wise, and number 7, Cook. The Raiders are short-handed tonight as Mallory Summers, number 9, their senior outside hitter, is out tonight. In the lineup is Aston Zitgaff. She will start us off tonight with the first serve in the second set. Myers will handle it. Nixon, Powers into the block. Beach covers and dump from Nixon. And there's a kill for Cook, and the Raiders are the first ones on the board in the second set. Meyer gets it to Nixon. Domowitz waits for it, sends it deep. Nixon tries to push it. It's come right back from Wise. Adamowitz with the big swing dug up by the Raiders. And Owls, Nixon and Powers with the block. And the Owls are on the board. And we're all tied at 1. Adamowitz, the junior outside hitter, sends it into play. Tight to the net. Wise on the slide. And that goes off the outside hand of the block and down. Point goes over to the Raiders. Wise, net serve. Gets the ace for Wise. And the Raiders are up by 2. And this one's just a little too low as it goes into the net. And the Owls pick up the point. Number 2, Helen Beach go back to serve. Kessler comes in the front row. Tight to the net, dumped over. Beach comes running and gets it up, but just out of the reach of the other Owls. And that'll score a point for Wapahani. Domowitz gets it to Nixon. Kessler off the block. It's going to be popped up. Cook roll shots it to Halbert. Kessler throws it down. Big swing. And inbounds just on the line. Another point for the Raiders. Nixon. Kessler waits for it. She pushes it off to the right side, but outside, out of bounds. And the Raiders have an early 4-point lead here in the second set. And Coach Craig has seen enough, and he's going to call a timeout. Want to thank Fred Palmer with State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Fred can be found in Anderson, Indiana. Call him at 765-649-7799 for more information or to set an appointment or find him at fredismyagent.com. And as we're coming back to the action, Macy Bowden, sophomore setter for the Raiders, is back to serve. Adamowitz gets it and goes out of bounds, all the way over and out of bounds. Adamowitz gets it up. Nixon. Kessler tips it over. Raiders pop it up. Beach with the dig. Halbert sends it into the middle of the court. Hauser with the block. And says it doesn't clear the tape. And Owls will pick up the point. Nixon's going back to serve. Duncan comes in the front row. Cook fires away. Adamowitz sends it to Nixon quickly. Halbert. Cook fires again. Beach pops it up. Nixon. Back to Halbert once again. Kessler, and she gets the kill. Nixon again back to serve for Muncie Burris. Thrown over, Nixon gets hand on it. Beach dives for it but can't get to it. And that's a kill for Brewer. And the Raiders are doubled up to score over the Owls right now. Gracie Stanley in to serve for Wapahani. Albert pushes it over. Kessler gets it up and keep it alive. Free ball from Duncan. Nixon. And Duncan fires away. Duncan puts it right back. There's a swing. Nixon. Duncan's going to set up Albert. Into the net. And that's going to hit the antenna and be out of bounds. Want to thank Dr. Davis Chiropractic in Winchester for supporting the Owls this season. He has more than 33 years of diverse experience, especially in chiropractic. Call Dr. Davis at 765-584-3665 for more information or to book an appointment. Red Elephant Digital Media, make your presence unforgettable. Call them at 765-881-0206 or find more information at redelephantdigital.com, and they can assist you with all your digital presence. Raiders are serving. Halbert gets it up to Nixon. Kessler fires, and she gets the kill. She powered it through the block. Number 2, senior Ellie Halbert's back to serve for the Owls. Nixon lays out to keep it alive and sends it over the net. Brewer sends it over, and the Owls can't get there as she found an opening in the back row. Baker serves it. Halbert gets down to get it up. Kessler in the block. And going to call it no touch. So point goes over to the Raiders. I was looking for a side out here. Baker back to serve once again. Halbert. Nixon. Domwitz flies in, and Wise and Felton put it up for the block. Halbert to Nixon. Kessler tips it over the block, and she finds the point for the Owls. Powers in the front row. Kessler goes back to serve. She sends it all the way across court, tight. Tipped over. Duncan gets to Adamowitz. And once again, 4 touches called on the Owls. Felton serves it to Adamowitz. Powers, and she finds the back corner for the point. Meyer, the senior defensive specialist from Newcastle, in the serve. And not what the Owls wanted to see, as that went right into the net. Gave another point to the Wapahani side of the scoreboard. Vic Gaff back to serve. Adamowitz fires it across court. Pushed over. Powers fires into the block. Beach with the cover. Adamowitz. And into the block, and it's going to come down on the Wapahani side of the net. And the Owls pick up the point. Domowitz back to serve. Wise fires. Meyer gets it up. Powers gets it over. Big swing from Cook and tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Raiders. Junior Emily Adamowitz, number 11, is going back to serve for the Owls. Long floating serve, and that's going to be pulled out of the net by the Raiders, and the Owls make it to double digits. Still trailing by 4. Twice. Powers off the block and onto the hardwood. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout and try and regroup. I want to thank Martin Insurance for being a supporter of Muncie Burris Athletics. Nothing in this world is more important than your family. Keep them safe and protected with life, health, home, and auto insurance tailored to fit your needs. Stop in at 3409 West Bethel Avenue in Muncie. Call 765-282-4967 to set up an appointment with an agent or find more information about their products and services at martininsurancegroup.net. And as we come back, Owls trailing by 3, but on a 4-point run. Number 11, Adamowitz, sending the ball into play. And she'll pick up the ace. Adamowitz sends it deep. It's going to get shut up. Cook fires. And that's going to go through the box, out of bounds. Last touch by the Owls. Cameron Wise back to serve. Domwitz gets it to Nixon. Meyer will free ball it over to keep it alive. The dump, and Beach gets there, but it's not where the Owls can get it over. And point goes to the Raiders. Meyer. Power tips it, and she finds an open spot. The front row for the point. Good vision by the junior to find the opening on the right side. Beach back to serve. And there's a free ball to keep it alive. Nixon. Kessler, and it's going to come right back. Meyer gets it up. Halbert this time swings, and she finds the back corner for the point. Beach once again back to serve. She sends it all the way to the cross court. Cook fires away. Beach with the dig. Kessler, and doesn't clear the tape, and it's going to fall on the Owls side. Point to the Raiders. Beach, and it's Kessler pushes it over. Long pass back over. Kessler tips it over the block, and down on the hardwood for another point. Dungan in the front row. And Nixon rotates back at the service line. Nixon is tight to the net. Cook fires. Domwitz with it. And Brewer puts it down. Owls keep it alive. Halbert sends it over with the free ball. Brewer reloads. Nixon's there with the defense. Kessler off the block. And Owls get the point. Lauren Nixon sends it into play. Cook fires. And almost just in front of Adamowitz, and the point's going to go over to the Raiders. Gracie Stanley, number 4, junior defensive specialist, is back for the Raiders. Beach, Nixon, Kessler, and a kill for the junior. And the Owls are back within 1. Number 2, Ellie Halbert, serving for the Owls. She sends it all the way across the court. And there's a kill by Felton for the Raiders as she put it on the back line. Beach, Nixon, Kessler, and that's going to come over, but out of bounds. And we're in a back and forth seesaw battle here between these two very good teams. Owls just can't quite get over the hump to get on top. Kessler sends it over. Wise in the block, and the Owls try and get it up, but can't get it over. And we're going back over to the Wapahani side for service. And the Owls watch that one go out of bounds. Back within 1 again. And number 17, Meyer, into the lineup. Senior defensive specialist. And the leader on the team in aces is looking for one right now. Going to get set up. Cook fires. And that's going to go out of bounds. And the Owls have fought back, and we're tied at 20. Owls were down at 7 points at one point here in the second set. Meyer sends it deep. And out of bounds, touched by the Raiders. And the Owls are on top, 21-20. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout. Want to thank Main Street Apparel for supporting Muncie Burris Athletics. They're located at 4015 West 8th Street in Muncie, offering professional, high-quality screen printing and embroidery service for their many clients in Muncie, Delaware County, and beyond. Let them help you sort through the many options for custom apparel. Find a perfect balance of value and quality. Call 765-282-4444 or find more information at mainstreetapparel.com. As we come back, the Owls holding on to a 1-point lead. Meyer sends it over. Cook will roll shot it and puts it on the 10-foot line for the point. And we're tied at 21. Zickgraf back to serve. Meyer. Nixon dumps it over the net. There's a dump. Meyer there to cover it. Nixon sends it over. And attacking air is going to get the lead back to the Raiders. Nixon. Adamowitz and right in the back corner for the point. And the Owls are tied it at 22. Emily Adamowitz just getting the kill now back at the service line for the Owls. Clips the net on the way over. Wise sends it over. Meyer there. Powers gets it. Ah! And just not quite enough to get it over to the net. She saw a hole and tried to get it there, but point's going to go over to the Raiders. Wise back to serve. Adamowitz gets it. Nixon runs under it. Free ball from Powers. Cook fires. Nixon with the block! Solo block for the junior setter. And the Owls are tied 23. Beach going to go back to serve. An ace! And the Owls take the lead and are at set point here in the second set. Beach fires it over the net. Brewer fires the block. Nixon tries to throw it over but gets caught in the tape. And we're going to be tied at 24 going into extra points. Bowden serving for the Raiders. Beach. Nixon reaches back. Kessler. And called out of bounds. And that was very, very close. And it'll be set point for the Raiders. Not quite sure what the call is, but we're giving the point to the Owls. Point goes over to the Owls. So Owls will be at set point now. And that'll put Nixon at the line. Serving for set point in the second set. Nixon fires it deep and just trying to put on the back corner. Didn't quite make it, and we're tied at 25. Gracie Stanley back to serve. Albert gets it up to Nixon. Kessler off the block. Adamowitz. Nixon gets it over. And Felton with the kill for the Raiders. And they're up and will be at set point. Owls desperately need a side out here to stay alive. Albert to Nixon. Kessler, and that'll be it as the Raiders take the second set, 27-25. And we'll be back for the third set. And as we come back for the third set, teams tied. One set apiece. Owls taking the first one, 25-13, then dropping the second, 25-27, in a very hard-fought match that went back and forth many, many times. On the court for the Owls will be number 1, Nixon. 2, Halber. Meyer, Adamowitz, Powers, and Beach. Owls will have first serve, and Corinne Meyer, senior, back to serve. She sends it deep, tight to the net. And Wise with the kill. And Raiders take the first point in the third set. Wise to serve. Adamowitz, Powers, and into the net. And the Raiders up 2-0. Wise sends it into play. Back to Adamowitz. Nixon. Powers into the block of Brewer. Halbert sends it long. Owls there with the block. Reload. Owls again with the block. Down across the net. And this time's a point for the Raiders. And Coach Craig's not happy already and calling a timeout. Want to thank Crew Car Wash. Clean, fast, friendly service every day. Their car washers feature the most advanced technology available, with specially formulated detergents, computer-controlled equipment, and their special touchless hot air dryers. Stop in for a car wash at 601 West Magalia. They're open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. Raiders back to serve. Wise continuing. Adamowitz. Nixon gets under it. Halbert sends it down the line. Free ball sent over. Meyer gets it to Nixon. She's going to dump it over to the block. Another free ball from the Raiders. Powers off the slide and out of bounds. And the Owls are on the board. Albert back to serve. Sends it in deep into the corner, tight to the net. Adamowitz sends it right back. Free ball, Meyer. Powers waits for it, gets it, and gets the point. Adamowitz sends it deep. Brewer will send it over. Adamowitz there pushes it up. Powers sends it back. Powers dumps it over the net quickly. Nixon there. Nixon again. This time it's thrown back. Albert. Powers. And she'll get the point for the Owls. And we're all tied at 3. Albert sends it over. Be a free ball from the Raiders. Nixon. Powers off the fingertips of the block. Cook sends it long. Powers into the block. It sits there. Raiders work the reset. Cook fires. Adamowitz is there for the defense. Back row attack from Meyer. Cook through the block. Meyer sends it over to Adamowitz. The dump. Powers is there waiting for it. Cook. Meyer. Adamowitz all the way across court. Brewer sends it. And in the back line. And nothing else. That was a very good long rally. With some very good volleyball on both sides of the net. And Miller's going to come in replacing Halbert. Miller pops it up. Powers tips it over. Felton there. Brewer sends it back over. Adamowitz waits for it. The block is there. And it comes down on the outside of the net. And the Raiders open up a 2-point lead here early in the third set. Meyer gets it to Nixon. Powers runs under it. Miller with the dig. And just outside the line. And point goes over to the Raiders. Bowden continuing to serve. Sends it right to Miller. Powers from the right side, and she'll pick up the point for the Owls. Kessler comes in the front row for the Owls. Beach will be back to serve. Net serve for the A's. And the Owls are within 1. Beach sends it into play. Felton sends it over. Kessler waits for it. It's going to be dug up by the Raiders. Cook fires. Owls there with the block. Felton sends it over. Meyer with the dig. And Kessler tries to tip it over, but not enough to make it over the net. And side out over to the Raiders. And Coach Grace is going to take his second timeout of the third set. I want to thank Mamas on a Mission for their support of Muncie Burris Volleyball, offering custom apparel and design. They love and value talking with their customers during the whole ordering process. Make sure their item is exactly the way you imagined it. Find them at Facebook at Mamas on a Mission Designs or email them at mamasonamission@yahoo. Wapahani will have service. Gracie Stanley back to serve. Meyer. Adamowicz one-arms it to keep it alive. Miller comes in with the dig. Adamowicz off the block. There's a free ball. Meyer gets it. Kessler with the swing. Beach. Nixon dives back set. Miller from the back row, and she gets the point. Oh, and they're saying that the Raiders got it up. And the Owls thought they had the point. And so we're going to have a discussion at the ups officials. And the point is going to go to the Owls. Dungan's going to come in for the Owls as Nixon goes back to the line to serve. Owls within one here in set 3. Owls there with the block. And 4 touches on the Raiders, and point goes to the Owls. We're all tied at 7. Nixon sends it all the way across the court. Brewer fires, and out of bounds. And the Owls retake the lead, 8-7. Lauren Nixon continuing to serve for the Owls. And she gets the ace. Nixon sends it all the way across the court. Brewer off the block. Miller with a good play. Free ball is going to come from Adamowicz. Felton and Owls can't get there as it lands on the hardwood. Point goes over to the Raiders. Owls still clinging to 1 point lead. Baker's going to go back to serve. And Owls won't be able to return that one, and we're all knotted up at 9. Adamowitz, Beach, Dungan. Wapahani with the block. Dungan again sends it across. Owls there with the block and get the point. And the Owls reach double digits. Albert returning in the front row for the Owls. And Wise with the kill. And we're all tied at 10. Belton. Nixon to Kessler. Net violation on the Raiders. And the Owls back in the lead. Kessler serving. Sends it all the way down the line. Wise, and Kessler gets a hand on it, but it's going to go out of bounds. Zickgraff back to serve. Halbert pops it up. Nixon back to Halbert. The block. Halbert gets it up with one hand. Nixon's going to push it over the net. Cook with the swing, and Owls send it out of bounds. And the Raiders retake the lead. Zickgraff sends it to Halbert. Nixon. Powers. Cook. And Wise with the block for the Raiders. Zickgraff back to serve once again. Halbert, the overpass, and Wise makes him pay for it with the point. Domowitz gets it to Nixon. Halbert sends it over. There's the dump. Halbert. Nixon. Dungan waits for it, sends it all the way across the court. Domowitz with the big dig over the net. Wise sends it off to the right side. And she found the opening and took advantage of it. The ref continues to Beach. Powers into the block. Nixon. Halbert sends it. And that one's not going to be returned. And point goes over to the Owls. And that'll stop the bleeding. And the Owls trailing by 3. Corinne Meyer comes in to serve for the Owls. She'll send it deep. Wise into the net, and the Owls pick up the point. Meyer. There's the roll shot. Meyer gets under it, but not going to be able to be returned. And Wise will go back to serve for the Raiders. Adamowitz, Nixon, Powers into the block. Nixon gets it up. Powers reloads. And that's going to be caught up in the tape. Point to the Raiders. Adamowitz, Nixon, Halbert sends it down deep. Cook down the line for the point. Wise sends it into play. Adamowitz gets it to Nixon. Halbert off the block. Brewer sends it over. Meyer there with the dig. Nixon. Halbert sends it cross court. And Cook, and it goes long. And Owls needed that side out. Miller's going to replace Halbert in the back row. Miller sends it all the way across court with the serve. Cook into the block. Quickly reloads. Meyer gets it up. And Owls can't get it over. Point over to the Raiders. Meyer. Meyer gets a free ball over. Brewer, Meyer. Beach. Adamowitz sends it across court. Brewer. And she puts it down for the kill. Miller pops it up. Roll shot by Adamowitz. Net violation gives point over to the Owls. Owls needing to make a run here to stay alive in this third set and avoid going down 2-1. Beach back to serve. Cook. Beach gets it up. Adamowitz is going to send it long, but it's going to go out of bounds. Stanley back to serve for the Raiders. Miller to Dungan. Nixon fires away. And Felton's swing goes out of bounds. Nixon back at the service line for the Owls. And there's an ace. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout. Want to thank Jimmy John's. The flavor of a ripe tomato, crisp shredded lettuce, combined with fresh baked bread, fresh sliced meat, and real Hellman's mayo. That's when the magic happens. Made with love every single day since 1983. That's Jimmy John's Fresh with 3 locations in Muncie. In the Ball State Village, 3804 West Bethel, or 615 East McGalliard. Meyer's a family business, believe in treating each other with dignity and respect. They're committed to strengthening communities they serve. Stop in at 6260 West McGalliard for all your needs. They're open 24 hours a day. And Staples, work-life solutions for all. Inspire what could be and help make it a reality. 1501 West McGalliard, or order online at staples.com. Dixon's back to serve for the Owls as they trail by 4 here in the third set. Another ace. That's 2 in a row for the junior. Nixon once again sends it deep. There's a roll shot. Myers, Nixon. Kessler just gets her fingers on it to get it over. Felton sends it over. Nixon digs it up. Kessler, and there's a kill for the junior. And the Owls have closed within 2. Nixon continuing to serve here for the Owls. Going to be tight. Brewer puts it over. Nixon, Adamowitz sends it deep. Brewer over. Miller with the dig. Kessler fires, and she finds the back corner for the kill. Nixon continuing the service duties for the Owls. She sends it across the court. Felton fires. Beach gets it up. Nixon. Kessler waits for it. Going to be tight. There's a free ball. Miller runs in to get it. Kessler off the block. There's a free ball to keep it alive. Miller. Nixon. Adamowitz rolls it over the block. Felton. Dungan pops it up. Nixon with the free ball to keep it alive. Brewer off the block. Adamowitz there with the cover. Adamowitz sends it. Ooh, it almost. Good play there from the Raiders. And gets caught in the tape. And point goes over to the Raiders. But definitely another good rally by both teams on some very good volleyball. Both teams fighting very, very hard. Beach to Nixon. Kessler. And this time she puts it down for the point. Albert's coming in the front row for the Owls. Adamowitz will be back to serve as the Owls trail by 1 here in the third set. Felton waits for it, sends it over. Nixon, Dungan gives it to Kessler, and through a couple of hands, and we're going to be tied at 22. Owls have fought back from at least 6 down to tie it up here late in the third set. Adamowitz sends it into play. Wise. Owls there with the block. Felton from the outside. And Halbert with the block and a point. And the Owls take the lead, 23-22. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout. Want to thank Wilson's Awards for their support. Contact Wilson's for all your trophies and engraving needs. They also make and sell sports ribbons and medals. Stop in at 505 North Country Club Road in Muncie or call them at 765-747-4975. Also want to thank McAllister's Deli. Call them at 765-372-5100 for pickup or delivery. Or you can stop in at 600 East McAllister and dine in and enjoy a hot baked potato, a fresh deli sandwich, or the legendary iced tea. Thank you for your support. And as we come back to the action, Owls holding on to a 1-point lead. Adamowitz will be serving for the Owls. And she gets the ace. And that'll bring up set point for the Owls. Adamowitz. Fires it deep. And that's the ace. And the Owls take the third set, 25-22. And battle back from being 7 points down to take it. That was definitely some good volleyball by both teams. Neither one wanting to have that end. So we'll be back for the start of the fourth set. Welcome back, Owls fans, as we get ready for the fourth set. Owls are up 2-1 after coming back, being down 7 points in the third set to come back and win 25-22. Definitely been a hard-fought battle by both teams and some very good volleyball to watch, if nothing else. Out there on the court for the Owls will be Nixon, Powers, Adamowitz, Meyer, Halbert, and Beach. The Raiders will have first service. Zickgraf will be back to serve. Halbert gets it up to Nixon. Powers waits for it, and she gets the point. And the Owls take the first point here in the fourth set. Emily Adamowitz will be back to serve. She sends it over. Wise will return it. Myers there with the defense. Powers sends it over off the slide, tight to the net. And Cook gets the kill. Wise will be back to serve for Wapahani. Meyer gets it to Nixon. Powers. And she sends it right to the middle and picks up the point. And the Owls are up 2-1. Beach back to serve. Sends over tight, dumped over the net. Meyer with the cover. Nixon's going to set up Halbert. And into the net, and we're going to be tied at 2. Adamo sees the reserve. And Kessler! And that's going to be ping-pong back and forth by the Raiders, and the Owls will get the point and retake the lead, 3-2. Number 1, junior setter Lauren Nixon back to serve. Nixon just surpassed 500 assists on the season. And there's a kill for the Raiders. And we're tied all at 3. Grace Stanley back to serve. And she's got the ace. Stanley once again sending it in play. Gets it to Duncan. Kessler into the block. Halbert gets it up. Duncan across the court. Duncan dives to keep it alive. Beach. Halbert. Off the block. Nixon. Duncan sets up. Kessler. Owls there with the block. And attacking air on the Raiders, and the Owls are going to be tied at 4. Aubrey Miller is going to come in to serve for Halbert. Freshman sends it deep. Dig. Nixon is going to pass it up. Duncan waits for it and sends it too far across court, and the Raiders retake the lead, 5-4. Reese Baker, the sophomore libero, serves it to Miller. Kessler on the right side. Felton and the Owls there, push it back and point to the Owls, and we're tied at 5. Abby Kessler, the middle hitter, sends it over. Wise fires it. Kessler gets the dig. Dungan and into the net. Point over to the Raiders. Felton sends it in. Miller. Dungan sends it deep, but it's going to go long. Out of bounds. Point to the Raiders. Felton serves it over. Adamowitz. Nixon backs up to set it to Powers, and she gets the kill. Owls back within 1. And the senior defensive specialist, Corinne Meyer, back to serve. Yeah. And she picks up the ace. Her season team total. Also give a shout out to Dale and Jean Meyer watching us from Illinois. It's their Corinne grandparents. Thank you for your support and viewership. Wise sends it over, and that's going to go out of bounds. And I am behind on the score. I apologize. Owls are up by 1. Meyer sends it deep. Going to be tight. Wise sends it over. Meyer gets it up. Adamowitz. And that's going to be gobbled up by the net, and we're going to be tied at 8. Zickgraf back to serve. Meyer to Nixon. Powers. And a point for the Owls, as the Raiders won't be able to get it back over the net. Adamowitz would be back to serve. And hesitation by the Raiders gives the Owls a point, and they're the first ones in double digits. Adamowitz again back at the service line for the Owls. There's a free ball sent over. Meyer is going to send it to Nixon. Powers, and just too long on that one. It's going to give point over to the Raiders. Wise floats it over the net. Meyer handles it. Powers from the right side, and she gets the kill. And the Owls go up by 2. Beach will go back to serve. Sent to the middle. Brewer, and attacking air gives the Owls another point. The senior libero, Helen Beach, is back to serve for the Owls. Sends it all the way across the court. And there's a kill from Cook as she put it just inside the back line. And that'll be the 10th point for Beach. Gets it up to Nixon. Kessler comes in, powers it through the block. Nixon pushes it right back. Cook sends it, but Owls there with the block. There's the free ball. Kessler to Nixon. Kessler waits for it, and this time she gets the kill. It took 3 times for Kessler, but she finally got the point for the Owls on that one. Nixon back to serve for the Owls. And Cook right into the Owls block. Kessler and Halbert sitting there waiting for it. And the Owls are up 4. Nixon sends it over. Brewer pushes it over the net. Duncan tipped over by Kessler. Nixon. Kessler with the swing. Dig from Wapahani. Kessler gets it up. Nixon. Halbert off the block. Halbert. Nixon. Kessler fires off the block and down for the point. And the Owls open up a 5-point lead here in this 4th set. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout. Yep. And as we come back, Owls holding a 5-point lead here in this 4th set. Owls leading 2-1. Lauren Nixon's going to go back to serve for the Owls. Sends it deep. Rolled over there. Beach dives for it. Halbert with the swing off the block and tipped out of bounds by the Raiders. Owls continuing here. And Cook gets it over. Nixon comes diving in. Halbert steps back and fires it over the net. Cook fires it. Owls there with the block. Nixon tries to keep it alive, but that's going to go into the stands. And that side out's going to go over to the Raiders. But the Owls holding on to a 5-point lead. Stanley for the Wapahani back to serve. Adamowitz handles it. Nixon back sets Kessler. And she with a big swing and a kill. Miller, Aubrey Miller, number 15, freshman, into the lineup for the Owls. She will serve. She sends it right down the line. Brewer, Owls there with the block. Nixon, Kessler will fire. She splits the back defenders for the kill. And the Owls open up a 7-point lead. Brewer throws it. Nixon pops it up. Beach. Adamowitz will send it across the court. Kessler puts it down. Oh, and she went too far over the net. And it's going to be called for that. And point goes over to the Raiders. Just a little bit too aggressive play for the junior. Miller, Dungan, and that's going to go outside the antenna on the way over. Having experienced some technical difficulties. Owls pop it up. Kessler pops it over. Nixon with the dig, but it's going to go out of bounds. Point goes over to the Raiders. There's a serve. Miller will handle it. Nixon, Kessler from the right side rolls it over the net. Miller dives to keep it alive. Point goes to the Owls. And the Raiders are going to take a timeout. And I apologize for the technical difficulties. Correct the score. And we're going to stay right here and not go anywhere. And as we come back, Owls up 19-14. Kessler's back to serve for the Owls. Just clears the net. Wise sends it over. Kessler with the big dig. Powers, and she puts it right on the right side. And the Owls are the first one to 20 points. Abby Kessler, the junior middle hitter, back to serve for the Owls. She sends it all the way across court. And attacking air on the Raiders gives the Owls a 7-point lead. And service air gives the side out to Wapahani. Felton back to serve. Adamowitz pops it up. Powers, and the Raiders there with the block. And Coach Craig's going to take a timeout. Want to thank Texas Roadhouse, legendary food, legendary service, all with lots of legendary fun. Stop in their new building at 200 West McGalliard. Enjoy a little bit of Texas right here in Muncie. But call ahead seating at 765-282-7113. Or order online at texasroadhouse.com. Central Indiana Orthopedics. Their world-class team of orthopedics experts are devoted to providing customized treatment plans focused on your goals and needs. Find more information at ciocenter.com. Felton back to serve for the Raiders. And she gets an ace. And the Raiders are not going away quietly, continuing to fight here in this fourth set. Adamowitz gets it to Nixon. Powers on the slide. It's going to be up. Wise punches it over the net. Owls there to push it over. Powers pushes it right back. And 4 touches going to be called. And Owls get the point. Corinne Meyer back to serve for the Owls. Again, shout out to her grandparents watching us. Dale and Jean in Illinois. Meyer sends it over. Felton from the back row. And tipped out of bounds by the Owls. Zickgraff back to serve. And right inside the line, an ace. And the Raiders have cut the lead to 3 here in this fourth set. Zickgraff again. Adamowitz to Nixon. Powers waits for it. And that's going to be tipped out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Adamowitz will go back to serve, the junior outside hitter. She sends it into play. Owls send it right back. Wise and rolls down the line. Last touch by the Owls and goes out of bounds. That'll be the 20th point for the Raiders. Wise goes back to serve for the Owls. Meyer will handle it. Nixon backsets Powers. Raiders there with the block. Halbert sends it across the court. Brewer pushes it. Powers pushes it right back. Beach one-hands it to keep it alive. Halbert for the kill. And the Owls have at match point. The senior libero, Helen Beach, back to serve. Oh, that hurt. Service there gives the point over to the Raiders. There's the serve. Beach gets it up. Nixon is going to set Halbert. She sends it down the line. Cook waits for it, gets it over. Beach with the dig. Kessler fires, and that'll be it. The Owls win, taking a very good Wapahani team to 4 sets, but come out victorious here in the 4th set, 25-21, defeating them 3 sets to 1. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. This was the final regular season match for the Owls. The Owls will be next in action on next Thursday night at Delta High School for the sectionals, and will face off against the 5th ranked Heritage Patriots. Join us live as the Owls TV will be live streaming the action. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in and have a wonderful evening, and congratulations to the Owls on a wonderful regular season.